corner of the map. Oh, I guess it's kind of the corner. This is the Teal Zerg. It is TMK.
Alright, and in the top left-hand position we have our red Protoss from Malaysia. It is Ranger.
Give me a second to look at this map. I vetoed this map really quickly. So I was just like, oh my god, I forgot this was even a map you could choose in this tournament, because wow, like the distance between the two bases is actually so short. This would be like the optimal map for a tank drop, really.
It very much is, but a scary thing to note for this map as well is just the quick actually airspace from the main for Emperor here. If he decides to pick up stuff in a Zerg drop and then head across the map, it's such a quick drop distance there, and like, so the Overlord's already there. He's already in the base ready to have a look.
Yeah, I'm actually really keen to see, like, if these guys had plans going into any of the matchups. Like, I feel like they would have just gone out the window when you're playing these spawns on Ruins of Ceres, because it's just such a strange map. Like, these are positions that don't really happen much anymore in the game. Like, there's close spawn and then there's close spawn, you know? So we'll see how this goes. He has gone for the hatch first, pull and gas, and it's looking pretty standard from Ranger at the same time. So I'm just really wondering, is either player going to be hyper aggressive and take advantage of that short rush distance?
Yeah, if I think it's going to be anyone here, it'll probably be Emperor to utilize it early on here. I don't think we'll see Ranger do something like that. I mean, because he has delayed his Cyber News Core, of course, to get his Nexus down. So if he decides to run an Adept across the map, I'm not against it. He could still get a couple of kills.
Yes, indeed. I do like the Adept harass coming out from Protoss in a bunch of these matches, so it could be a nice way to go. Just pick up a couple of early kills, put a hiccup in the macro, that kind of thing. But kicking off with the good old Zealot and Warp Gate tech, as you would expect from the Protoss so far in this game. Something like even Oracle Opener would be really nice, because it's going to get there so quickly. The timings, you know, players tend to have the kind of like ballpark timings for everything in their head, and it goes out the window a little bit when you have such close positions, which is the whole reason that things like Proxy Oracle was so strong for so long.
Yeah, and we're seeing a fastish lair come out here from Emperor, and it'd be interesting to see what he's actually going to invest this into, because of course he's got an Overlord somewhat in position above a possible third base here, but there's just so much vision that's uncovered in the main here for Ranger, so if Nidus play comes out, it could be very devastating.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually, because it's going to be a little while before he has complete vision of that main too, so there's be plenty of opportunities to slide on a Nidus into that base, just real sneaky like. We'll see what he goes for as this lair starts to finish up, and speed following afterwards. Well, that's such a quick lair. Surely he's got something along that along those lines planned.
Yeah, a couple of wings going to poke up at the front here just to see what is going down, because that is such a big wide natural ramp. He needs so many buildings to cover that off, but it's going to be the Spire. And that's, oh yeah, the short air distance into this main too. Those mutilates going to get there so quickly. This is deny this probe scout. Oh, it's
man, that's gosh, like it feels like something you shouldn't actually be allowed to get away with, the Spire coming up that quickly, but it's going to be devastating if it does get there, because I mean, look at what Ranger's going to have in the early game. Maybe a Zealot or two, couple of sentries, and he's going for Robo. You know, it's not even a Stargate opening where he might be able to turn out a Phoenix or two for when those mutas hit.
Yeah, even just 6 meters by the look of what's going to come out here from Emperor is just going to be so much amount of damage, especially only 4 sentries to tickle away at them. Oh man, this is going to be extremely devastating here for Ranger, because he's not really getting in on having a look. Actually, there is a hallucinated fix coming across, but this is going to be a completed Spire.
Yes, indeed. Well, at the very least, he's going to find out about it sooner rather than later.
Oh wow.
Okay, never mind. Oh no, Ranger. I feel for him right now. This is just, my soul hurts for him. This is the worst way to start a game, when you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna start getting my tech together. Oh, what's that? 6 meters in my mineral line? Great.
Mm. And Ball's coming out here from a Ranger, but those are the wrong units here to fight Mutalisk, as Mutalisk heading across the map, and it looks like he might just go and try and bust down the front door with this Mutaling timing, and he would put it past him to do so, but the sentries and the stalkers are going away from the main base. These Mutas could go straight up into the main and kill so many probes. He could actually just take on this fight. He could take on this army. He's Mutalisk and the Lings helping as well.
Ooh,
go for that Mothership Core.
Has quite enough to take out all these sentries, though. It doesn't look like a lot of anti-air, but until you've got a bigger clump of mutas, like maybe 12, like that magic 10 to 12 number, he's going to have a hard time getting rid of that. So he doesn't want to throw too much at that. Should be in the mineral lines, though, because that army can only be in one place at a time. He needs to milk these mutas for all they're worth, because they are quite expensive. It's quite an investment this early on in the game.
Yeah, going for it once again here. Going to lose one of those mutas and trade off the rest of his Lings, but he needs to swing around to the main. That's what he's going to do with these Mutalisk reinforcements. There is one Stalker up there, but there's more Mutalisk to join this.
Yep. And try and pick off a probe here and there. Might be able to get this Stalker out of the way so we can have free reign over that mineral line. At the same time, there is a Warp Prism hiding across the left-hand side of the map. Lynx coming into the third base at the same time. They get a surround on the sentries and a Moss down a lot of expensive units here. Is TMK Ranger having a hard time early on in this match.
Even on the probes that just transferred to the third base, you realize going ham on those. There's nothing to protect them. The bounce damage is getting maximum hits off there. But he will be bugged out. He actually didn't get quite a lot of those probes that were transferring there. Just a lot of shield damage and hit point damage to those probes. But yeah, could have been a lot more devastating there.
All things considered, 11 worker kills and grabbing a bunch of sentries is not too bad. Would love to see him churn out a few more drones, maybe take another...
this is even going to be a good fight from here. Lings on the ground, nothing to tank for those Stalkers at all. And the Mutalisk and the Lings just going to clean up that ground army like it was nothing. And he pulls back, going to regroup for a second here. More Mutalisk coming out for him as well. And this has been a great little timing here from TMK. Going to keep pushing his advantage here. There's only one anti-air unit at the front of this third base. Warp Prism going to try and get some counter harassment done, but it's been spotted here by a Mutalisk. And he's cleaned up that ground army. He's going to go straight in and kill another Mothership Core.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job. Like, this is pretty much it. You cannot take this much damage, and he can't gain any traction here with his army because TMK is just going to keep cleaning it up. Everything that pops out, there's the GG. Wow. Fast muta, good strat on that map. Very nice.
Now that's a build that I saw Andy use against Terran actually. Instead of like what he did, he just instead of flying the mutas into the main, he got a bunch of Lings behind it and just busted down the supply depots with the mutas, and Lings just completely caught. I think it was Jabito he was versing and just completely wrecked him with it.
Nice. Very good. There you go, ladies and gents. Ruins of Ceres, keep it vetoed. Not friendly map against Zerg.
Not at all. And the next map could be an interesting choice. I believe Ruins of Ceres would have been a pick there, of course, for our Zerg player TMK. And depending on what's vetoed and what isn't, I don't know what map we might see next. I think we're going to see Bridgehead.
Yeah, Bridgehead seems to be one of the maps that everyone's happy to play on. We've seen it in just about every best of 3. Like, well, we've only gone to game 3 once. Keep that in mind. But it's been in like the remaining pool that the players have beat it down into every time, if not almost every time. I can't actually remember the map lineup for every match, but yes, hopefully Ranger will be able to get something else going on for himself, because that was kind of brutal. I wouldn't really say that's an indication of his skill either, because it's just so hard to deal with that build early on in those positions. He really just got caught off guard, and then it snowballs out of control. So I don't know, maybe he needs to try some Blisk-esque strats where you've got a more ground-based army with a bit of everything in it. Yeah,
like the Adept kind of play, but I mean, the build that TMK did, I don't think Adepts would have been a very good option either.
Yeah. But, you need like a Stargate opening, really, against that kind of thing, because TMK seems to really, really like his mutas.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. And looks like we've got a bit of a rest room break here for Ranger, collecting his thoughts as well.
He'll come back refreshed, ready to get revenge. Have you ever actually been in that position? Like, do you play tournaments much?
I've played BSG. I haven't played in a tournament since BSG.
Have you ever gotten
so.
stuck in a long game, or like actually a long casted game or anything, and you really need to go, but you have no choice but to sit here and cast the rest of the game? It's the worst. It is. Oh my god.
I feel like
bad.
that observing best WCS.
Oh yeah, true. There's some games like, especially back in the day of like Turtle Sky Toss.
Oh
yeah,
even like, yeah, the Swarm Host against Mech even. Remember the days of when Val made a trip down to Australia for a while, and you played that really heavy Turtle Mech style, and
yeah,
the answer back then was Swarm Host, and it just games he slept down ACL Brisbane because every game he played was like an hour long.
Yeah, it was. Oh my gosh, it's so rough, especially when you're on camera too, and you're trying not to squirm on the camera and be like, "Oh, we really need to go to a break now, bye guys." Oh man, it's the worst. Anyway, we're hopping into Moonlight Madness for game number 2 between TMK and Ranger. PVZ, who's going to take your predictions in the chat? What's your prediction, Insano?
I think we're going to see a 2-0 here from Emperor.
Oh, no faith in our Protoss.
He just, after the war maps that he's had, like TMK has been playing people above his belt, and taking the series off of Jubito is going to be a huge confidence boost to him, so I'm going to give him the edge.
Alright, fair enough. I'm going to take Ranger just to make it interesting. We haven't really seen a proper display of his skill yet, so I believe, man, I believe.
Alright, and here on the map of Moonlight Madness, down in the bottom left, we have our Blue Zerg. It is TMK.
And in the top right, this is the red Protoss. He is Ranger.
Alright. Now I'm kind of interested to see, because this, of course, being a lot bigger map than Ruins of Sarah, so I'd like to see what kind of opening Emperor's going to go for here. If he's just going to keep playing it safe, play his style that's been working for him here, and I mean, I'd like to see him possibly go for a 3-hatch before pool here even, because it is a gateway expand.
Yeah, it actually wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, we saw Ender have a lot of success with that sort of strat, and he showed that even if you go for that super greedy build, you still have a lot to work with afterwards. So you can put on aggression, or you can go completely passive if you want. So maybe down the track it might be nice for TMK to try give that one a whirl, but he seems to like his more 2-base centric styles a little bit more. See what happens in this match. I mean, Ranger, what does he open with after the last game? Does he have a plan? Is he going to deviate from it? That's really what I'm looking at.
Yeah, at the moment, going for the same build opening as last game, going for his Gateway, Nexus, then Cyber his core, but he does have 2 gases, so I'd like to see what he's going to put that into, if it's going to be the Robo again here from him, or possibly even a Stargate. No.
Aw. That drone, man, is hardcore. Hasn't got time for these probes.
Yep, that's awesome. That should be becoming a hatchery soon. No, he's going to send it back to the mineral line.
That's kind of cheeky though, because it looked like he really did want to take a quick 3rd hatch, and now Ranger doesn't have eyes on that area, so he's going to be like, oh, I kind of need to confirm that. You know, you don't want to go too greedy yourself if you haven't actually made sure that a hatchery did go down there.
Yeah, and Warp Gate starting up here for our Protoss. No real addition of any tech just yet. Just looks like he wants to get his initial gateways out before he decides to invest, make sure he's safe. But a couple of links sneaking by up here to this left side, and I think I have a little bit of an inkling to what's going to happen here with these links. He's going to take down these back rocks, and there's that A-click on those back rocks, and he wants to take them down in secret, and there's no scout on the map here at all for Ranger, and there probably won't be one for a while, so this could be just a huge swell of lings going to run up into the back of the base, and look at that ling production coming out. Here's it.
Oh man, he means business. He wants to get in there and score himself a few more juicy probes off that mineral line. Maybe even a couple of gateway units if he's so inclined. And with a Stargate coming out, you better hope that's an Oracle. It's something else. Oh man.
There's so many lings headed off to this left side of the map. He's even adding in a Baneling nest here. This is really cool to see. But I mean, yeah, that Stargate gonna make the Banelings work for their splashes, of course, but Overlord's being kind of pushed away, but there's no vision of these rocks going down on the top left-hand side of the map. A Stalker found himself another Overlord, but that's not really going to help him. An Oracle is coming out, but by the time these Lings flood in, that Oracle's probably going to be across the map. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, he's still in the dark about this. He's not going to know until it's literally inside his base. Sentry and Stalker are right in the firing line there too. Is he watching?
Oh, no.
He's going to get surrounded.
And he can go straight into that mineral line. He gets himself the Stalker as well. Oracle going to do its best here to hold off, but it doesn't have much energy yet. It just had enough to cast its spell, of course. Doesn't... Oh, there's no pylon nearby. He can't cast his cannon. And there's no sentry to block off that ramp. He didn't mineral walk those probes either, and he will get that pylon that's powering everything.
Oh no, that's the worst possible outcome for Ranger here. There's a couple of sentries
at
the bottom, but not enough to force field the ramp in time, I guess. Oh, he's going to get the second sentry by the looks of it as well. These force fields really going to waste. If he gets into the mineral line, he can pick up a few more kills in there as well. I guess he just didn't care at the end there. He's like, you know what, I have so many more Lings coming. What are you going to do about it? This is crazy from TMK. He's doing so much damage.
This is an insane amount of damage. He's not going to be able to get this wall off. He's going to lose his gateway here at the front, which is going to be so annoying here for him, of course. His sentries need to get into a position where they can force field, but I don't believe they have the energy at this current time, and that is a no. These Lings are just going to run straight in here. The Oracle's on the other side of the map trying to find something to do, but there's just so many Lings here.
Ranger is looking to fall very quickly here with a 2-0 from TMK as he chews through all these probes. He's holding on to the best of his ability. Photon overcharges going off on those pylons, but he just has no answer for this many Lings. Baneling's morphing in his face as well.
That Oracle's coming home, but oh man, so much damage has already been done. He's got a full wraparound on that Nexus, and he's not going to be able to save this. More and more Lings coming across the map. They are taking the scenic route though. But, man, all those probes just came up into the main mineral line. There's Banelings here. Oh, no. A massive hit. Man, how many workers have gone down? 29, and this has not ended. There are more Lings coming across. Banelings try to bust through the front there. That cannon is almost dead, and these Lings going to start going to work on those rest of the probes there in the natural. That Mothership Core, though, it does have enough energy to keep spitting out these photon overcharges. But look at this next swell of Lings.
Yeah, I gotta say, Ranger's doing a good job with what he has to hold on. But at the end of the day, there's just so many Lings coming. 3 base Zerg, this is. While granted on a very low drone count, it really doesn't matter when you're able to kill all the probes of the Protoss. The last sentry gonna fall as well. Ranger has completely fallen apart here. There's a GG. And TMK takes it with a 2-0.